Hey guys, welcome to Panorama. Today I'll be walking you guys through a quick run through of how our platform works and the problems it solves. So Panorama was built to support execs, VPs, planners in getting to their KPIs faster. Today that might involve going to your planners and having them create spreadsheets over and over and over again. And maybe, it might take a week or longer to get back to you on that KPI. Our goal is to give you that answer immediately and support planners, VPs, and execs to make decisions faster. So in our tool, what that looks like is we have our homepage, which is a quick access page to access workbooks, things like that. But there's also an import data, so you can import data into our platform. So let's suppose you use spreadsheets, use your ERP, things like that to create, your initial model. So let's say you use your bill of materials, your demand plan, your invoices are all stored in spreadsheets, right? We have a page to let you upload that data into our platform. And then our AI kind of maps everything together and creates this unified dataset page. So the AI kind of folds around your data, figures out how things are interconnected, and creates objects. So maybe you have your purchase orders, maybe you have your demand plan, your sales history, and these could be called different things, but they are all, one standard component of the supply chain. And so our AI is able to figure out how these things tie together, whether it's machines, if you have that, whether it's warehouses. So we tile that together and then create one standard view. You can kind of look in deeper into how our AI actually understands your data on the semantic page. And here we can explore the model, which allows us to look at the graph created between your different components. So your item is stored here. I'll zoom into this real quick, but your item might be stored here. It could be ordered by this vendor, things like that. And so our AI creates a catalog of those relationships and graphs it out for you so you can kind of see how it understands what's going on. There's further deep dives, so you can go to your item master and things like that, and you can see different relationships. But the bread and butter is this graph, and this is what's used by the AI to figure out how to actually create those ad hoc analyses. So let's suppose you want to ask your business AI, right, what if the SKU goes up by 20%? You can prompt that to the AI and it'll send this over to our tool. Our tool will then process your question and generate a prompt to send over to our Excel AI agent. And this agent will basically build the workbooks and the details required to get you to your final answer. So the question being asked here is, if demand increases, how does that affect the components that are part of that demand increase, or that SKU that was affected by the demand increase? And we can then have the AI itself generate or delegate the task to the canvas. Now the canvas is, like I said, the Excel AI agent, and it'll handle basically all of the, you could say, Excel work. So that involves bringing in data, that involves doing, applying scenarios, formulation, things like that. So we can click plan workbook, it'll send it over to the AI, look at the context, look at the catalog, and then it'll take all of that information and generate a plan. Now, this plan can then be used to create a workbook, and as it's loading in, I'll explain what a plan is. A plan is basically a custom definition of your business logic. Maybe KPIs require certain aspects, because if you use a general purpose AI tool, it doesn't understand your business specifically. Maybe you have rules that you want to apply, things like that. So the whole point is you can chat with the AI and create those rules. And if you look at this tool right here, it was able to basically create that workbook for you ad hoc, right? And give you your decision status. So in these months when forecast increases, we have to do a purchase review. Maybe the supply covers a scenario, but that's the overall, purpose of this tool, is to give you immediate answers to questions that you may have with having to wait a while to get to those answers.